We are going to see or to learn about the Nigerians heads of state since independence. We are calling them heads of state instead of presidents because unlike Kenya, Tanzania and other countries where presidents are politicians, Nigeria and some of the West African countries, there has been military coups. Now that makes it not possible to call all of them presidents. As I was growing up, they used to refer themselves as presidents. Remember our next door neighbor, Uganda, we used to have President Idi Amin. We used to have President Tito Okello Lutwa. But of recent times, it has come that people are now calling those military heads as heads of state but not presidents. They have reserved the position of presidents to politicians who have been elected to those positions. So in a country where we have had elected presidents and military coup leaders, they have decided to call those heads of state, but not president. Nowadays, insistence has been that for you to be called a president, you have to be elected and a politician, even if you previously were a military person. Nigeria attained its independence on 1st October 1960. And between 1st October 1960 to 1st October 1963, the head of state was Queen Elizabeth of England, who was represented by a governor general. This is the time when we had Sir Abubakar Tafawa Balewa as the Prime Minister. But today we are only talking of heads of government, not the Prime Minister, or head of state and not head of governments. On 1st October 1963, Mnazi Azikiwe, aka Ziki, served as the president from 1st October 1963 up to 16th January 1966, when he was overthrown by the military. The military placed there General Johnson Agui Ironsi. That was 16th January 1966 up to 29th July 1966, when he was replaced in a palace coup. The Supreme Military Committee met and they told him that he was associating himself with cartels. So they asked him to resign. He resigned and was replaced by Lieutenant Colonel Yakub Gowon. Yakub Gowon served, when Yakub Gowon took over, he was a lieutenant colonel. But when he left on 29th July 1975, he was a lieutenant general. He was overthrown while attending OAU meeting in Kampala, Uganda. When he was informed that he had been overthrown, he was informed by the host of the All African Organization, OAU, Idi Amin. Idi Amin went to the preliminary hall and whispered to him something before the cameras. He looked normal, and then he went to the podium and told all and sundry that this world, he was quoting a famous writer. He said, in this world, we are all actors in a play. Now, my part of acting has gone, then I have to go back behind the curtains. He was replaced by General Murtala Muhammad. He was replaced by Murtala Muhammad on 29th. It was a peaceful. He was just informed. They just went to the radio and said that Yakub Gowon has been replaced by Murtala Muhammad. That was on 29th July 1975. Murtala Muhammad ruled up to 13th February 1976. His was a short rule. On his way to a foreign trip, he was going on a foreign trip, and on his way to the airport, he ran into an ambush where he was shot and killed through an ambush. There are soldiers who were waiting with guns, and when his vehicle appeared, there was that blast of firearm, and he died there. Those days, we were yet to reach. You know, nowadays we have bullet resistant. People call it bulletproof, but it is bullet resistant armored vehicles. So he died there, and the airport later was renamed Murtala Muhammad International Airport. When he died, his deputy was, the deputy head of state was Olusegun Obasanjo. Olusegun Obasanjo on 13th February 1976 became the head of state of Nigeria up to 1st October 1979. 1st October 1979 is when Olusegun Obasanjo left office. He organized for a free and fair elections where Shehu Shagari won the elections. Shehu Shagari became the president or the head of state of that country between 1st October 1979 and 31st December 1983. That is when he was overthrown by Muhammad Buhari. Muhammad Buhari took over. He was a general, 31st December 1983 to 27th August 1985, when he was overthrown by a fellow military general, Ibrahim Badambasi Babangida. Ibrahim Badambasi Babangida became the president on 27th August 1985 up to 26th August 1993, where he resigned. When he resigned, a civilian took over. His name was Ernest Shonegan. Ernest Shonegan took over on 26th August 1993 up to 17th November 1993, when he was overthrown by Sani Abacha. Sani Abacha was a sadist that people changed his name, that he was just not he was not Abacha but Abucha. Abucha, who used to slaughter. Sani Abacha took over on November 17th, 1993, up to 8th June 1998. It is alleged that he died in a lodging surrounded by two people of the other gender. And it is even said that he had an overdose of Viagra. When he died in 8th June 1998, Abdul Salami Abubakar, his deputy, took over. His deputy took over on 8th June 1998. His deputy was Abdul Salman Abubakar, 8th June 1998 to 25th May 1999. When he organized for a free and fair elections back to civilian rule. There was a time when even when the civilians came back, there was an inquiry of corruption by former military people. But because of this good thing that he had done, returning the government to civilian, he was, of course, when he was a senior military officer, but not as the head of state, he had done some corruption here and there, but he was forgiven for whatever good he did to return the government to civilian rule. Elections free and fair were done, and former General Obasanjo won the elections, and he was elected on 29th May 1999, where he served up to 29th May 2007. Elections were held, and the governor for Kano State, Musa Yar'Adua, won the elections on 29th. Before Obasanjo left, there were allegations that he was trying to change the constitution to make it possible for him to go for a third term. But the attempts were futile, and elections were held. And on 29th May 2007, the then Kano State Governor Musa Yar'Adua won and was elected, and served from 29th May 2007 to 5th May 2010. You see, I'm also a Nigerian from Kano State, from Maiduguri. On 5th May 2010, he died. He died, and his vice president, Goodluck Jonathan, took over. And then he served between 6th May 2010 and 29th May 2015. Now, here is a constitutional quagmire. You see, he served the final terms of Musa Yar'Adua. And if you have noticed that in Nigeria, there is an unwritten constitutional thing whereby the president and the vice president, one has to come from the Muslim north, and the other one has to come from the Christian south. So even when Musa Yar'Adua was the governor for Kano, where I come from, but not Kano here, Kenya, when he was elected, Muslims in the north complained because he was of a poor medically. So they were saying he was being placed there so that to die, so that the Southerns can take over. Then his deputy who was Goodluck Jonathan, completed his term. Goodluck Jonathan went for his first term, and you see constitutionally he could go for second term, and that is served 2.5 terms, but he did not win his second term. He was the person whom he used to campaign against, Muhammad Buhari, a former general, contested and won and served his 2 terms. You see, Nigeria, the president serves for 4 years. So he served for 8 years between 29th May 2015 and 29th May 2023, where an election was held, and Bola Tinubu won on 29th May 2023, and as per the date of this recording, he was still the Nigerian president. So as I said, and as I finish off, Nigeria, there is a silent constitutional agreement that if between the Muslim north and the Christian south. So when you are campaigning, if you come from one of them, your running mate has to come from the other side. And when Musa Yar'Adua was elected the president, he had a medical problem where people knew that he would not last long. So they were saying that the South conspired to have him there so as he dies fast, and those things are there. Hata hapa Kenya baba amepelekwa Addis Ababa. Utajijazia. Thank you.